Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Gretchen Rossi explodes after confrontation about Slade Smiley's finances. You won't believe her response. The shadow of the past. The glitz of Orange County is both dazzling and deceiving. Beneath the perfectly bronzed tans, diamond engagement rings, and sprawling Newport Coast mansions lies a darker truth. Money is power, and power is fragile. For Gretchen Rossi, once the blonde bombshell of The Real Housewives of Orange County, this truth has always followed her like a stubborn shadow. Ever since she entered Bravo's universe, Gretchen's relationship with Slade Smiley became a headline, whispered about in tabloids and dissected in living rooms across America. It wasn't just their love story that sparked debate, it was his finances. Slade, once known for his lavish lifestyle, expensive cars, and a penchant for dating housewives, fell under scrutiny when rumors about child support arrears and financial instability made the rounds. For years, Gretchen stood by him, brushing off the chatter. But the shadow of Slade's money troubles never truly went away. Now, years later, at a charity gala in Beverly Hills filled with housewives past and present, that shadow returned with vengeance. Cameras rolled, champagne glasses clinked, and Gretchen Rossi found herself confronted once again. The confrontation. The gala was meant to be a night of glamour. Gretchen wore a floor-length gold-sequined gown that shimmered under the chandeliers. Slade, shark in a black tuxedo, stayed close at her side, smiling politely as they navigated the sea of Bravo alumni. But Bravo never forgets, and neither do housewives. Tamra Judge, never one to bite her tongue, cornered Gretchen near the dessert table. Cameras caught the fire in her eyes as she leaned in, voice dripping with challenge. "So, Gretchen," Tamra began, lifting her champagne glass like a prop. "People are still talking. Slade's finances, his child support, all those things you said were lies back then. Was it all smoke and mirrors?" The question sliced through the party's chatter like a blade. Heads turned, the energy shifted. Even housewives who hadn't spoken to Gretchen in years leaned closer, eager for the explosion that was about to erupt. Gretchen froze for a second, her manicured hand gripping her clutch tighter. Slade stiffened. And then Gretchen Rossi did what Gretchen Rossi does best. She fought back. "You know what, Tamra?" Gretchen's voice carried across the room, firm but emotional. "I am so sick of this narrative. Everyone has dragged Slade through the mud for years, and for what? For ratings? For gossip? You don't know what we've been through." She placed her clutch down on the table, almost as if preparing for battle. "Slade has worked harder than anyone I know to rebuild after financial setbacks that happened over a decade ago. Everyone goes through tough times, but no one wants to talk about the comeback. No one wants to talk about the man who stands by me, supports me, loves me, and is there for our daughter every single day. You only want to dig up the past." Gasps echoed through the room. Some nodded, others smirked. Slade reached for her hand, but Gretchen wasn't done. "People want to call him a deadbeat dad? Shame on you." Slade fought through lawsuits, lost jobs, and the worst recession of our time. And yet here he is, still standing, and here I am, still by his side. If that makes me delusional in your eyes, so be it. But at least I'm loyal. At least I know what real love is. The tension was thick. Tamra's smirk faltered. Cameras zoomed in on Gretchen's tear-brimmed eyes. And just like that, the gala became an episode, one for the Bravo history books. Flashbacks and wounds. As Gretchen stormed away, producers cut in flashback reels of her ROC years. Slade's Porsche and lavish home in season 1. The heartbreaking child support storyline in later seasons. Gretchen defending him on reunion couches, her voice cracking as Andy Cohen pressed for answers. The confrontation wasn't just about money. It was about reputation, redemption, and the ghosts of Orange County past. Behind the scenes, housewives whispered, "She's still defending him?" Vicki Gunvalson scoffed. "You can't fix broke." But for every critic, there were allies. Lydia McLaughlin quietly admired Gretchen's loyalty. Kelly Dodd, ever the pot stirrer, muttered, Well, at least she said it to Tamra's face. The fallout. The next morning, social media exploded. Clips of Gretchen's fiery speech went viral. Fans debated in Twitter threads and Instagram comments. She's right, Slade's been dragged long enough. Girl, you can't rewrite history. Loyalty is rare. Good for her. Once a deadbeat, always a deadbeat. Even Bravo's official page leaned into the drama, posting a clip with the caption, "Gretchen Rossi sounds off and we are here for it. #ROC. Podcasts dissected every word. Entertainment sites pulled out old court documents. Even financial experts chimed in, reminding readers that Slade had once owed nearly $160,000 in child support. But Gretchen? She doubled down. She released a statement on Instagram, standing by every word she said. The private battle. Off camera, though, the battle took a different form. Slade sat at their kitchen counter, scrolling through hate comments. "It'll never end, Gretchen. No matter what I do, no matter how much I prove myself, they'll never see me as more than a storyline." Gretchen, still in her robe, poured coffee and kissed his shoulder. "Let them talk. They don't pay our bills. They don't raise our daughter. They don't live our life. We do. And as long as we know the truth, that's all that matters." But even as she said it, a flicker of doubt crossed her face. Could love really silence the noise forever? Andy weighs in. On Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen couldn't resist stirring the pot. "So, Gretchen," he said with his signature grin, "Twitter was on fire after that gala moment. Do you regret saying what you said about Slade's finances?" Gretchen crossed her legs, smiled tightly, and leaned forward. "No, Andy, I don't regret it, because for once, people got to hear the truth from me. Not from headlines, not from Tamra, not from haters online. From me. And I will never apologize for defending the man I love." The audience erupted in applause. Andy, sipping his drink, gave that knowing look, the one that says, "This drama's not over yet." The bigger picture. The confrontation wasn't just about Gretchen and Slade. It was about the housewives' world itself, where financial skeletons lurked in almost every closet. Bankruptcies, foreclosures, lawsuits, tax liens. Gretchen had simply become the poster child for defending a partner against public scrutiny. But in doing so, she also reignited an age-old debate. Should housewives be judged for financial missteps or applauded for resilience? Fans divide. Weeks later, Bravo forums still buzzed. Some fans defended Gretchen fiercely, calling her loyalty inspiring. Others dismissed her as delusional, still chasing a fairy tale. But yet, one thing was undeniable. Gretchen Rossi was back in the spotlight, commanding attention just like she did in her ROC prime. For better or worse, she had reclaimed her narrative. The final word. At a private sit-down interview, Gretchen gave one final statement. "People can say whatever they want about Slade, about me, about our journey, but here's what they can't take away. We've lasted. Through the drama, through the hate, through the doubts, we're still here, stronger than ever, and that to me is priceless." Her voice softened, eyes glistening. The camera faded to black. Bravo fans had their headline, but Gretchen and Slade had their truth. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates.